Ebusia, Ghana for ayo imagine say NDC for this say omo the fast show, omo the be fafo. Na so omo the fafo mo omo the be fast show. And say Felix Kwakye and I just say kopiem ewo Ghana TV so I just say enkomo twetwe e course wo ho a enya fedi ago ye nitia say the way omo campaign omo yare say omo de omo ba ministers de omo bete so na na ado de o the 120 ministers and I just say ejuma no omo de 60 and 56 ministers ena ebeye ejuma na eno moto question e man say so far mo say na ado ba with the 120 ministers ena ejuma fine na mo na mo se mo ate mo ministers ne so mo budget ne emom eso sene nipa na o you say 120 ministers no inti onchire ensem na you say NDC for say omo ko interview na se yebusa omo question na omo pese omo edoje question na ne de Felix Kwakye age ne hugina pa ewo kwa eningwa system ena esigo yenkotie ensem na bi emba.
You mentioned the number of ways in which the prudent economic policies you are putting in place is easing the burden on Ghanaians. Do you feel that the average Ghanaian feels the weight lifted off their pockets when it comes to cost of living itself? Because these things have somehow, for some, not translated into a reduction in prices of basic goods on the market. And so for those people who hold that view, all these things that you're talking about are not reflected in their households, and they feel a disconnect between government communication and the prices of goods and services on the market.
Of course, the pass-through time could be quicker. We must admit that. But I don't think that anybody can deny that there has been substantial relief in the price of important commodities. For instance, take fuel. And fuel is a determinant of pricing in many ways because the trade that many people engage in revolves around transportation. And so once transportation costs are high, it is passed on to the end consumer. You do know that because the price of fuel has fallen consistently, indeed, only last Monday the price of fuel fell again. There are fuel stations that now sell petrol for under 11 cedis. When we came into power, it hovered around 15 cedis. There were some who even sold it at 16 cedis. Now you go to places and it is sold for 10 cedis, 29 pesos or so. That is a significant reduction. That has also resulted in a 15 percentage point drop in the cost of transportation, which was announced by the GPRTU about 2-3 weeks ago.
Which not all the drivers implemented.
Well, but a significant number of drivers, because they fall under the banner of the GPRTU. And you know that GPRTU is the leading transport organization in this country in terms of size. So clearly, it is something that has translated into meaningful reductions for the people of Ghana. Of course, there may be some recalcitrant ones out there. Perhaps we have to find a way to address their recalcitrants. But in the main, I think that
it
had to dispute the fact that there has been significant reductions in the cost of living. So on a daily basis, you hear announcements about reductions in the price of items. The breweries actually came out to state that some of their products have reduced in terms of prices. Iron rods, for instance, because it is necessary, because the construction industry is important to our economy. That is what translates into rents and what have you. A ton of iron rods doesn't sell the same now as it did 6 months ago. There has been a reduction in the cost.
Whilst we are on the fuel situation, perhaps we should less, but you've made up for those numbers by appointing persons to other government agencies. So I guess my question is, what tangible savings or gains have we made by the reduction in the number of ministers, if indeed you've made up for them via appointments to other government agencies?
Again, you see, that narrative is false. And I keep on referring to the need for scrutiny of claims that are made by the opposition, much in the same way that you scrutinize what we say. To begin with, you see, mathematical certainty. There are some things that are so straightforward that you don't even waste your time arguing. If in the past somebody had 126 ministers, and then now somebody has 56 ministers, do you need to be a rocket scientist to see that that alone means a reduction in the cost of maintaining ministers? Do you know what it takes to maintain a minister? You see, if I show you my appointment letter, apart from my salary, they will tell me I'm entitled to a 4-wheel drive, I'm entitled to a saloon car, I have to be given accommodation and then other incentives. And the amount of money that the NPP ministers took hasn't changed. We are taking the same thing now. So on that basis alone, if you do the analysis, you see that there's a change. Let me give you another statistic. In this very house, Jubilee House, apart from the civil servants who are seconded from other places, so that do not necessarily impose additional cost, there were 336 political appointees occupying various offices here. As I speak to you, President Mahama has taken an axe and put it to that number. He has halved it. So when we go to Parliament next year and we present the list to Parliament, you will see that it is just around half of what the NPP kept. Now let me also ask you, if you had 336 people benefiting from the same conditions of service that those in this government are benefiting from, and the number now is less than half of what they left, does it not tell you immediately that there has been a reduction? And the situation is the same for various places. Indeed, in an interview with the sister station, I pointed out that when we came to this very place, the Jubilee House, there were subscriptions to satellite television, in addition to the local channels that we watch, to print 800,000 textbooks for Ghanaian school children. That's how come we can give 294 million to purchase sanitary pads for girls. So the savings that have been made here are significant. There are things that you can verify from the budget. So don't let anybody deceive. And again, this claim that we are making up for the reduction in numbers in which other agencies have more people than they actually need. Indeed, let me give you a practical example of myself. You have come here, so this is my office, right? And then the next one is a small office containing my stuff. I'm doing the work of the SWAL information minister and the spokesperson to the president, in addition to my parliamentary duties. The former information ministry, which used to be housed in that building,